guys, my name is Argo. I'm a tour guide from Kyrgyzstan. So today I will show you how to make lagman, very popular Central Asian dish. Before we start, let me introduce you to the legend. So a long time ago, somewhere in Xinjiang, in Urumqi, there were 3 travelers. The first traveler had some meat and flour, the second traveler had some vegetables, and the third one had nothing except for a cooking pot. But he was a cook's apprentice, so he knew how to cook. So they decided to combine their resources and make a dish so that they don't get stay hungry. So as the third traveler started to cook, combining all the resources that they had, the smell started getting spread out, and the nobleman which was passing by, he was wondering what was being cooked. And as soon as he tried the dish, he invited the 3 travelers along with him to his town to introduce his people to this amazing dish. As we know today, lagman, which from Chinese language means stretched noodles. So making lagman consists of 2 parts. The first is making a dough. So here we have flour, cold water, salt and egg. The second part is frying meat and vegetables. So here we have meat. We use beef for making this dish, which is also the most popular type of meat in Kyrgyzstan. We have garlic, onions, Chinese cabbage, half bitter pepper, huazhou, the Chinese spice, star anise spice, celery leaves, celery stalks, garlic stalks, vegetable oil, and lapisa. Lapisa is a special sauce made out of grinded bell pepper and garlic and tomato paste. So for the flour, we add the egg. Egg makes the dough not so crumbly and gives it a good shape. And then we add about this much of tablespoon salt and mix into the water, and then we mix it. And then we just add it slowly to our dough. Alright, so we keep kneading the dough until it becomes one mass. Usually it takes me about 15 minutes to do so. And once it becomes one mass, you need to take a plastic bag and wrap it up so that the dough doesn't get dry. And just leave it like this for about 20 minutes. Okay, so the next part is meat and vegetables. We have 2 separate cutting boards. So this one we use for meat and this one we use for vegetables. So let's start with meat. We take the meat. First, cut it parallel. Then we just take one piece, cut them like that. When you cut it, make sure you cut with your fingers back so you don't cut yourself. And try to make the pieces even so it fries at the same time. Okay, so next we take the onion. Alright, cut it in half. Then we make the squares. Okay, so next we take the Chinese cabbage. Alright, so let me show you on this piece. Alright, so next we take half bitter pepper. Cut it the same way as we just cut the Chinese cabbage. So next we take the garlic. So next we cut the garlic stalks diagonally. Kind of reminds me of the bamboo shapes, you know. Let's set it aside on a plate. Let's take the celery stalks and cut them the same way like we did with the garlic stalks. Garlic stalks, and especially the celery stalks, give it a really good scent to the dish, like special aroma. When I smell it, I'm like, oh yes, that's lagman. So done with celery stalks. Now let's cut the leaves. So the leaves are quite simple. We just stalk them all together and cut them in a row. Not too small, you know, but in squares. Alright, so we finished cutting. Now let's get ready for frying. Right, so let's start frying. So first we add vegetable oil. Notice that the fire is quite big. Alright, a few minutes, and when it gets hot, we add our first ingredient, and which is meat. Once the meat is almost ready, we add some of the one teaspoon of star anise pieces to make it more flavorful, and half a spoon of salt. And after we mix, we add the onions right away. After a few minutes, we add cabbage. So after a few minutes, we add lapisa, 2 full tablespoons. After 1 minute, after lapisa, we add the half bitter pepper. Okay, so right after bitter pepper, we add garlic and garlic stalks. After another half a minute, we add the celery stalks. Mix it for another minute. So now we add water, half of it. Our topping is boiled. The water is boiling. Let's try the soup. We can add some salt. So after the water boils up, we slow down the fire. And here we have only garlic, celery and huazhou left, which we serve, which we add to the topping right before the serving. Alright, let's get back to the flour. So before we cut it, before we start working on it, let's oil it up. Alright, so we take each one up. And try to make it longer. Both of your hands in different directions. So now we get back the ones that were down. So one hand we just used to swirl it, and the second one we use 2 fingers in order to swirl. So you are using your right hand to swirl it like that, and your left hand use 2 fingers that roll the dough. So now we take the plate, oil it up so our dough doesn't stick on the surface. roll in our dough inside just like a snake. Don't forget to use the vegetable oil to oil it up so it doesn't stick. Okay, so before we set it aside, we stretch the dough to make sure there's no air coming in, so the dough doesn't get dry, and leave it for 15 minutes. So after 15 minutes, we open the dough, start taking it out slowly. Same technique like we used before. With your right hand you use, and then both of your fingers on the left to make the dough thinner. Just be careful not to break apart the dough. So after we finish the dough, we just take it into our hands, just like that. So now, alright, so let's put it in the pot. Okay, so the water in the pot is boiled. So let's put our noodles inside. Let's put some salt. The water needs to be a little bit saltier than normal, so that the noodles don't get stick. Alright, and a minute after the water is boiled, we will take the noodles out. Alright, so let's check. Ooh, the water is boiling up. So the noodles are ready. Let's take it out. Let's oil our noodles so they don't stick to each other. We just use vegetable oil. Okay, let's get back to our topping. Turn down on slow fire and let it boil for another 5 minutes. So let's add our last ingredients. So let's try our dish, lagman. It's good. Enjoy a meal.